Hello. Hello. Can the microphone hear me? No. Hello. Yes. Okay, I think it can hear me. I have no idea what I just unplugged, but there we go. Right, so I have received my new keyboard, which is a Glove 80, which is laid out very differently to all previous keyboards. So I'm going to be learning to type, and I want to record it. So I am forced to look at whatever my words per minute is on this new keyboard. Previously, my words per minute on a normal keyboard is about 90 with mistakes and about 100, just over 100 without mistakes. So I've set it up. I can type on this new keyboard, and actually I might have unplugged it just now. Let me check. No, I think it's still plugged in. And I've just sort of found a website. I've given a couple of goes, and I'm currently at 13.5 words per minute, which is much less than 90. So let's give it a go. I'm not particularly interested in being engaging with people watching this, but you can watch it if you want. I don't know why you would. Right. Okay, so this is like the touch typing I found. I also got in a mouse, but it uses like a rotatable thing on the thumb. Actually, it was my thumb that was hurting, so I tried it for a bit and thought this is making everything much worse and gave up. And here's what the keyboard things look like. They look like little hands, and you'll note that they sort of come down in columns, whereas you see on the picture, for example, the keyboards usually have like staggered keys. So things are sort of slightly not what you might expect, if that's the sort of keyboard you're used to. The sort of background to this is my wrists have been hurting a lot, and want to see, well, they say having a split keyboard like this can help. So I went for one that sort of everyone was singing the praises of and no one was complaining about, which was the Glove 80. All right, here we go. Get ready for the most boring stream you've ever seen. Right. I didn't type the A in correctly. Space. Space. Yeah, space. Yeah, I'm not very good at typing. In space. Rain, space, in, space, mail, space, near space. It's also a good benchmark for how quickly I can pick up something that's totally new. Don't really find things that are totally new to me very much that often, which probably means I should be trying more new things. This is going okay, but I guess we're only using a very small section of the keys, subset of the keys. And I don't have to backspace when I make mistakes as well on this, which probably makes me faster. Alien, layer, lane, liar, linen, lane, liar, lie, rail. Yeah, mail, lane, real, lie, line, help, alien, real, lane, real, mail, or alien, liar, alien, rail. course, the idea is if if this is meant to be good for your shoulders, I should probably be more leaning back like this. Why? I've also put my monitor on a stand, which is why I'm at this very unflattering angle. Now that's okay. Nail, L, nail, L, there. I think I should be going for like a steady pace with few mistakes, probably, rather than trying to go as fast as I can. It is very tempting to go as fast as you can, of course. All line. I know it's giving me like words per minute and stuff now, but given what a small portion of the keys are being used, I think more comparable to like 150 or something if this was on a normal keyboard. So I'm not particularly looking at trying to get that to 90 or comparing it to 90. At least not until we get something with more letters in. Well, I should not speak. I should just focus probably on what I'm doing. Risk of making this even more unengaging than it would otherwise be, but at the same time, I did say I wasn't worried about that. So maybe this can be a case study for future AI mass training on videos for how someone learns how to type. Hopefully that's worth Google's energy expenditure on storage for this. Okay, so one thing you have to do when you're sort of typing properly is use the right fingers for the keys that you're pressing, right? Especially when it's something like this, where the keyboard has very clearly been designed for different keys to be used by different fingers. So I there was using my second finger for E, whereas the design of the keyboard is such that really you should be using the middle finger or the third finger for the E. Are we going to get one without mistakes here? Come on. Yes. Excellent. Okay, that was pretty good. Something quite uncomfortable about this is at the moment my second finger, the only key they're setting is the N, which is like at the bottom. So it's sort of permanently curling down at the moment, which is a bit painful, but I'm sure it'll get better. I mean, if I can maintain this 1.6 words per minute, so I'll be the fastest typer on Earth before too long, so that's good. I'm not used to like struggling on something really simple. Well, is it simple? Right. I think it's quite magical what we can do. And magical things can sort of feel day to day because everybody is doing them all the time. But think about the brain making decisions and then the nerves pulling the muscles on the hands, and that making people type quite precisely at quite a fast pace. That's actually pretty magical. Can we get, please, another key for the first finger? Just ow. Learn. Yeah, So I'm definitely like experiencing like bad habits that I have in typing, and this is making them really painfully obvious to me at the moment. Oof. I think I'm basically tending to use the second fingers more than and then sort of not using the middle fingers and correctly using like the fourth. So I think I'm basically using the second and the fourth efficiently, and nothing else. Yeah. So the other thing about these is you don't like have a single space bar in the middle for the thumb. You have like 6 keys on each thumb, which are things like, you know, Windows and Shift and Control, Alt, Enter Space, Backspace. So that's quite new as well. That's not space, that's Enter. Lane. Learn. Near. Lean. Alien. 9. 9. Near. My hands are basically staying completely still right now, and I'm not sure that's good for them. Lane. Learn alien linen. 9. Learn line linen lane. Near ran near arena lane. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be leaning forward at all. Try to bring it back a bit. Rain. Did you know that the rain in Spain falls mainly on plain? Near Jesus Christ, don't swear. Where's A? There it is. 9. So I'm used to using my 4th finger for A, I think, and this is forcing me to do it with the 5th finger. Alien, which I think is right, but I'm not used to it. Rain. Okay, so I see it's adding the keys one by one. I don't know that I've actually unlocked any keys yet, if I've met the threshold. This might be what we started out. But I'm not very good at typing. Although to be fair, I've only been typing on this for like however long this stream's been going, plus 5 minutes. And then inner line. This is really hard. I don't know why this is so hard. Inner linen rain line. In. I'm trying to also, I think, like possibly it was my monitor being too low, possibly it was, you know, with the dev work, you do like bursts of typing, there's lots of switching to the mouse. I think my shoulder is not that good anyway. I sort of wrecked it a bit at university. Like ironically trying to improve physical fitness and do exercise, I absolutely wrecked my shoulder. And if I sort of don't sit with it right for a bit, it can start hurting pretty badly. So that could also be related if I'm not using this. Okay, I am struggling to understand this all keys thing, because now it's on L, whereas it was, I'm pretty sure it was N before. So I must be misunderstanding it. Liar. Okay, I think I was at like 30. No, I was at more like 25 or something in the beginning, so that's pretty good. Learn. I think it might take me like at least a couple of weeks to be back at regular speed on this. think the ceiling is probably higher because it is forcing like proper form. So maybe I can be at 150 or something. I wonder if it'll translate back to regular keyboards too. That would be quite nice. Probably not, given how difficult this is. But it would be nice if so. Yes, I was tempted to sing for a moment there, but then I realised my voice is so great that I might get copyright struck. So better not risk it. Rail. New letter. Okay. Okay, so those are both with the second finger. So that's now having to move. Oh, which has suddenly made everything really hard again. Tool, try. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, whereas yeah, I do like roughly know where they are, even though this is like a really quite weird layout. I think that's transferred over quite nicely. Tal 19. I hope this website does like the control keys and stuff eventually. I don't see it in all the keys, but maybe there's some other mode where they get enabled. If not, I just find another one. I appreciate the lack of ads though. The first one I opened had ads on and it was just very distracting. So didn't use that one. Yeah, reading about this, you start reading about like the history of QWERTY and things, and no one knows for sure, but the idea is that the QWERTY layout was supposed to minimize sort of mechanical issues with the typewriter by putting keys that aren't sort of pressed together near each other. And it's sort of very, very unoptimal for typing. But I'm not seriously considering changing like used layout or anything, because all of the sort of shortcuts that you get on all of your programs assume a QWERTY layout, just because it's the most common one. And so, if you change it for the purposes of doing things better, actually, if you use lots of shortcuts, unfortunately, that doesn't go well. How can I type the T correctly first time and then not the second time? Okay. Tree. Meet. Right. Enter. T. Okay. Yeah, I think I should do it slower, but more methodically, certainly to learn a new key. Internal wrap. I can't type. Oh no. I feel like, when you get someone who's not played like a video game before and you give them a controller and they don't know how to like look around or move around, and the camera is off pointing somewhere else as they're walking in a direction. I can really empathize with that right now. And that was me misreading that as trail. It was not even an issue with my typing. I can't. I started this stream pretty late, so at least I have an excuse to end it if this gets too embarrassing. But you should be trying new things. This is how you learn. right? And if I can end up typing 150 words a minute at the end, that's a nice bonus, but this is supposed to be about health. That is the priority. I know how to touch type, but I am looking down at these keys. It's different, and I should be letting myself do that. Wrong finger to do that. P, no, N. When my second finger moves from R to T, so it's moving to the right, my middle finger wants to move as well. So I think that's basically how I work. That's a habit I'm going to have to get out of. All right, learning rate uncertain. Probably not very good. Trail, ren, toll, e, 10, tire, treat, 8, talent, meet, type, trial, letter, tail, wrong finger, come on, hurry. Mercy, work, 10, 1, 10, 8, rattle. This is like an absurd level of focus required to do this. 1, 10, 19, alert, rat, tail, little, rental, tire, tree, treat, late, internet. Okay, under 20. I'm trying to work out now what like level of speed up you would have to have on this video for it to be interesting. I mean, if you do speed it up, I probably look very, very impressive. So I'm all for it. Okay. This is so slow. T. Right. Letter. Port. Entertain. Internal. Right. 10. Right. 18. Trail alter. Tail 19. Tire. Tent. Trail. Tire. Team intent. T. Enter. Tree. T. Wrestle. Intent. Retreat. I don't like quite type normally at the speed I speak, for example. I certainly don't type as quickly as I can think. I do type pretty quickly though. It would be very nice to type as quickly as I speak. I do speak quite quickly sometimes though. Middle finger, stay on E, please. Like your second finger, your index finger, is strong. It should be one of the ones that's moving. You shouldn't move your whole hand. It's just not a movement that I'm used to at all. Playing some Pokemon Excel right now, but nobody is taking advantage of the server money right now. Tire, net, rental, rent, tilt, internal team, butter, tilt, team, that, intent. I've talked about wrap a few times now. Turn, alter, enter. Wrong hand there, which is a weird mistake to make. It is surprisingly normal typing with the hands further apart. I guess this is the position your hands usually live in. The whole idea of streaming things has never really appealed to me. I think it's sort of to be an active performance for it to achieve like almost any goal that you have when you set up in it, and don't really like to perform. It's one thing if you're doing performance, you sort of commit to it, but if you are performing for the sake of one thing that you're making, rather not. Trial, tent, alter, turn, train, and that's a long word, entertain. Tie, trial, treat, great. Because I'm on such a limited set of the letters at the moment, it's possibly teaching me some bad habits actually as well. But if I'm going to build up the good habits properly, this is probably the way to do it. One at a time sort of thing. It's really weird to think about typing. It just feels strange. think like if I'm going to use this at work, and like that would be one way to force yourself to get good, you need to be able to justify it. And if I can do 26 words per minute on like a small subset of the letters, that's probably not good enough to justify trying it. So I might need to practice a bit more before using it for work. Eternal letter. I think one of the keys is sort of making a weird noise when you press it. It's probably not as like oiled as the other ones. 19, tell and 10. Daily goal reached. I don't know what that means. I think it's the space key is the one that's making the weird noise, which is pretty annoying. Yes, not in terms of typing though. Really. Almost like better at it closing my eyes. Like train? No, okay, maybe not. It's just a fluke. Wrong hand again. I don't know why I keep thinking the I is on the left. It is, of course, on the right of the keyboard, and T is on the left. Okay, I might be starting to get hiccups, which probably means I should stop. But press on through this one at least. Yeah, I think these are like bad habits that are carrying over rather than the new keyboard being at fault, really. Maybe if I can get one more letter, that would be great. Might be a ways off though. Come on. Eaten mental trailer at meet internet tell show tail 8 tell me tell. Hopefully World War III doesn't break out while I'm doing this. It would be very unusual activity to be doing in the world. It seems possible, though. It's elite file tenor tell letter tell talent type telt that T art 10 Right. 13 let 19 entertain. This is more taxing than I was expecting it to be honest. I mean, it's already quite late though. Go well, he says. That's pretty good. I am cheating a bit and using my middle finger for the R sometimes. Shouldn't let that happen. T train eat lit. I mean, it's probably been more interesting if there was some sort of like hand cam. Which actually no, I think it would still be very interesting. It's nice that I can lean back and like my camera is sort of a bit higher. Oh, okay. 10 equal 10 trial 10 typed. And I accidentally typed the R of the treat correctly there. Very lucky. Internet letter for treat tier letter. I might have to like keys to like brackets and things for the coding stuff. Not really sure. I'd imagine coders use this a lot. Like they're more likely than average to use something like this. But yeah, I don't know. T entertain tool. I've never had to actively learn a new keyboard before. Or possibly the first keyboards I was interacting with. I don't remember. Last time I did like typing websites like this was probably in primary school. I pride myself at being very good at everything I tried in primary school. So I think I hopefully would have done quite well. I certainly would have given everything I had to be. 10, eat, tent, treat, tea, that. It is good for me to learn that E should be middle finger because I am already feeling some of the benefits of that when it's going well. The word anti always reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh monster called Ant-Eater Eating Ant, which was an ant that ate anteaters. It was sort of vengeance, a hint of cannibalism possibly if the anteater has recently eaten some ants. Shall anti-tree tail. It's going well. Taller. Little. Enter. 10 tile. 10 tail. Tile. Tire. Taller. Trial. Oh, wrong hand again. Team. This is mentally so difficult. Trail 10, litter, rattle, latter, net, rat, rent, treat, terrain, attire, tail, trial, net, tail, alert, little, net, tent, rental, team. New letter unlocked 0. I think it's an O, isn't it? Where's the O? The O is on the 4th finger, so it's like the L. I'll do one go at this and then I'll stop. If I can remember where the N is, which is here. Ration. Owl. Toilet. Good word. Tray. Tall. Intention. Irritation. Root. Not. Nor. Nation. Just remember, this is the worst I'll ever be at this, so shouldn't feel bad about this very poor quality of typing that I'm doing right now. How did I unlock that? What? Okay, so S is this is the first key on the 4th finger on the left. Okay. Lessons. Insistent. Seat. The escape key is in the place of where the caps lock key usually is, which is quite strange. Slit. Access. Yes. Snarl. Snarl. Lost. Slot. Nearest. Stones. Stairs. Sword. Slot. Towers. So the Hardang was named as a sort of rising star in Excel for the GES, which is quite cool. So Irrigate was in there for 2 different categories, which, I mean, I don't think, like, some people might vote for it on one and not the other, right? But if you're, there's not going to be that much overlap in the wider public, possibly, for knowing several nominees. So like you might end up dominating both. Quite funny if he won both. I did vote for him on the add-in one. Where's him? Like, how am I forgetting where keys are? Like, they're in the same place, roughly. But I seem to be imagining they're on the other hand all of a sudden. QWERTY. Interest essential. I did say I was do one, and then I started rambling about something else and ended up doing more than that. I think it's going really like I seem to be picking up letters. And so, okay, it takes a bit of time, but then getting back to speed like relatively quickly. Maybe I do S's correctly already because it does feel quite natural. So just throw the S's in there. Maybe I do type those in proper form already. Yeah, this like second finger on T and R thing is still messing me up a lot. Because if I can use the third finger. Alien sire. Transition. What the S from there? Sentinel. Instance. Pretend you already know how to do it, Harry. And it will magically work. It did not magically work. Extract is what I'm going to be in if they see me typing this slowly. Steel. My mind is made of steel. Intense, releasing stars. Talents, tosses, essential. Nation, silent, seal. Zest, sights, latest, noses. I think like typing was not like in terms of typing speed was not like a massive constraint for me until pretty recently. But when you are like doing something greenfield and the robots are helpful, you need to like really describe in detail what you want. That is quite a large chunk of typing in one go, more than sort of you would do otherwise as a developer, unless you're writing documentation or something. So I think it's sort of become slightly more important again. Not necessarily because like that typing is a large part of the day, but because it's like cognitive load that is not there, right? So this like heavy thinking that you have to do about the typing, or certainly that I'm feeling right now, is sort of not there. It's not there to distract you from what you're thinking about. Starts, stairs, siren, sentinel. First letter wrong, second letter wrong, fifth letter wrong. Let's leave it at that. Try to get everything else right without simply slowing down. No, too late. I tell you what, it does feel good when you get like a chunk in a row. That does feel pretty good. Salt. They are nice and quiet, these keys. Apart from the squeaky spacebar. Okay, the O is getting me now. I wonder if there's one that sort of remembers the mistakes you make and makes them, those words then appear more commonly. That'd be quite cool. I think it probably is. Restless, a rest. So maybe I should clip the camera to my laptop. Not sure it will reach that far. I did say I was going to stop, and then I didn't. I don't know why. I will stop after this one. Session, nostrils, stems, C. And I'll tell you what this would be good for, is like a game where you so we'll stop after that one. Where you have to make words out of a specific letter set, and you could have repeats. Like, Tim did a video on like a spelling bee thing, but it was a bit like that. Like if your letters are among these keys, it'd be fantastic at it now. Tones, transition, season. The O is on, like, why would you assume? Latest sites, insist, interest, start, insistent, citizen, sensation, tones. Tears, tails, ones, easier. Intentions. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay. That's it. I will see if I can save my progress somehow. I'll probably try this again tomorrow and sort of repeatedly every day or so until I'm, until I can use these. Right, goodbye.